Hello, people. Welcome to another beautiful Friday and the weekly episode of Ask Pastor Nike. My name is Nike Ayola and I am the host of this channel. We have two short businesses to attend to in this video, which is episode 14. First, I'll be talking about my newly published book that I officially launched on Sunday, which was Mother's Day in North America and some other countries of the world. And then I will take a few minutes I hope, to talk about an unfinished business from episode 12. I promised one of my sisters to talk about what we all can do to help a man who is the victim of an abusing spouse. Now, I should appropriately start with a humongous thank you to all those who joined the Zoom platform for the launching of my book. A lot of you are known to me, but many more joined not knowing me personally, but through my previous books, or the social media interaction like the one that we have through this platform. I want to appreciate the great honor. I thank you again. God bless you. My new book is titled From Princess to King, A New Way to Be Woman. This is a copy of it. And so in talking about this book, I want to start from the title. I will separate that title into two. The title itself, From Princess to King, and the subtitle, A New Way to Be Woman, because each one is significant when related to the contents of this book. First of all, that title was designed to instigate our thought processes, to get us to take a second look. Some of us will rightly think that it should be princess to queen, right? But the message through this book is to help us understand that we women have bought into a mindset that has set limits on us from the beginning, a mindset that is not according to the will or purpose of God. One of the purposes of this book is to move us to the place where we begin to see ourselves first as human before being a woman. Being created female by God equips us with the different tool sets that we need to fulfill our destinies without precluding us or excluding us from rising to the highest levels ordained for humanity. Now, what I mean is this. If you are born with the XX chromosome and you are female, you automatically begin life as a princess. You have no control over that. But what you eventually become, and you do have a measure of control over that, is determined and should be driven by the command of God to humanity in the beginning. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 28 says, Then God blessed them and said, Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. That govern it is subdue it or be its master in other translations. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. We can see that this command is to them, to men and women. The command does not say, men, subdue and reign over the earth, including the women. No, we all reign in life together. This is reinforced by the truth that there are no queens in heaven, because the division of sexes does not exist there. We all will become the sons of the resurrection. And you'll be able to read more about this in my book. So just as men will start from princes to kings, we women are especially blessed to rise from princesses to kings as well. The additional blessing of becoming a queen is reserved for every woman who is or will become a wife. Not all women will be wives, and so this does not exclude them from the mandate of God to rule and reign as kings on this earth. So, we rise from princesses to kings, every woman. The subtopic says a new way to be woman. This is because so far we have allowed ourselves, and it has flowed down from previous generations, to be railroaded into who we should be and what we can become. But we will see that the heart of God is very far from where we are today. The newness of life that is promised by the new birth and paid for by the Lord Jesus Christ covers everything, including a correct awareness and mindset of who we really are. This book will challenge and hopefully crush our categories and help us to begin to see our lives and potentials through God's eyes. So far, many of us have held tenaciously to the lie because it is familiar, even if that lie is killing us. And the time to rise with courage and insist on our God-ordained destinies is now. This book, without counting the acknowledgement and foreword, is exactly 300 pages. It is divided into 3 sections: the woman, the wife, and the mother, with a bonus chapter on declaring the word of God over our lives. Each section has 7 chapters, and the topics run through the entire spectrum of womanhood, from the woman's place in ministry and leadership, to singleness, to widowhood and divorce, to adoption and surrogacy, and infidelity in marriage. And I want to assure you that you will be blessed with nuggets of truth that will move your life forward in a positive direction if you buy and read this book. Now, something amazing happened at the book launch that I would like to share before I move on to the next topic. A couple purchased 100 ebooks, and I learned from them that their aim is to use this book as a part of the curriculum and mandatory reading for two groups that they belong to. The first is called Boys to Men, and it's a finishing academy for Christian brothers. It's designed to be a college or university level course. And this totally resonated with my spirit because one of the trending topics for now is who will teach the men? So this is a great opportunity. Now, I hope to get more information about this academy, and when I do, I will share it with us on this channel as time goes on. The second is a group for women, and it is called the C Woman. I'm guessing that C stands for career. And I believe that this book will be a great resource in centering ourselves as women and the choices that we make. I believe honestly that this book is a must read for every woman and also for men now. Everyone on the surface of this planet Earth. God has done his part in making the truth accessible, and I have done my part in documenting and publishing what God will have us know. And now is the turn of each one of us to read and share with our brothers and sisters and to encourage them to share with others as well. The book is available on Amazon in paperback or ebook. This is the Amazon copy. The paperback costs $18.99 before tax, and the ebook is $9.99. It's also available on seller.co solely as ebook, and seller is SELAR. It costs 2,500 naira, that's 2,500 naira, or its equivalent if you are making your purchase from other countries. The Nigerian edition of the paperback is also ready. This is a copy, and it costs 5,000 naira and is currently available at the Shepherd's Flock Church bookstore. That is TSF bookstores in Lagos and Abuja. More outlets will be sourced and communicated with us as time goes on. The link tree with all the information you need in order to purchase this book will be displayed at the end of this video. Or you can send a text or email to me if you need me to send that link tree personally to you. Please remember to buy copies for your friends and acquaintances as well. One of my sons is buying for all his colleagues as his ministry. Now let us go to the second part of today's video. How to help a man who is enduring abuse. Now, this to me is a very delicate subject, especially because it is majorly about perception. I have learned from experience that many men who have a deep connection with their wives and who get on famously in a marriage that defies our traditional mindset are labeled as weak. What I mean is this. When we have brothers, sons, uncles, nephews, and male relatives who don't treat their wives the way the average men do, we are quick to suspect that the wives may have some ungodly control over their husbands. It's as if we naturally expect that there must be friction in every relationship. So when we don't see that, we believe that the woman is doing something uncanny. So this is the first elimination we have to make. We have to honestly assess why we think a man is abused and be sure that it's not just because his life doesn't fit into the society's mold of normal. The next division that we need to make is that of the type of abuse that is going on, whether it is physical or mental and emotional abuse. In an earlier episode, I spoke about living with a critical or judgmental spouse. One important point to bring forward from that episode is the fact that there are serious underlying issues that abusers carry into their relationships. Issues that, if not properly addressed, can make a brute out of an otherwise kind person. In most cases, abusers are or have been victims of abuse themselves. I believe that when a wife who is supposed to be a nurturer and an encourager becomes the abuser, there are serious, deep-rooted issues that need attention. When the one who is categorized as the weaker or more delicate vessel becomes the aggressor, something is very wrong. If it is emotional or mental abuse, I would suggest help and intervention for the two people involved. The wife needs serious help. She needs counseling and a resetting of her expectations. And the man needs help and relief from mental torture and a spiritual restoration of his God-ordained ability as the leader of his home. However, when the abuse is physical, the abused person in this scenario, who is a man, still needs to be rescued. This is because people caught in the web of abuse, whether they are men or women, are often unable to extricate themselves without external influence or involvement. The major difference between the abused men and women is the fact that a man will not, under any circumstance, admit that he's been henpecked. The signs are usually the same too. And to save time, I will refer us to episode 11, where I spoke about the signs and red flags of abuse. Mentors, spiritual leaders, and persons held in high esteem by both the husband and wife are probably the best interveners in this kind of situation. I will caution against family members arrogating this role to themselves, whether they are immediate or extended family. This is because the dividing line between our emotions as family and the reality of the marriage is usually blurred by our thoughts and expectations. So, if you suspect that a man you know is being physically abused, please look for a neutral, non-family member who can intervene. You will probably save the man's dignity while you offer him the help that he needs. I want to thank you for being a part of today's episode. Please remember that the issues discussed on this channel are real questions that people ask me. You are also encouraged to send your questions, if you have any, to askpastornike@gmail.com and to leave your comments on the channel. Don't forget to like this video and to share the channel with your friends and acquaintances. Permit me to end this video by sharing the details of how you can get my new book now. Do have a most blessed weekend or working week from Monday based on your time of watching this video. See you next time.